Hi, welcome back to my next video on anatomy and physiology. The last time we learned about the cell, its cell membrane, learn about how the cell is able to get nutrients from the tissue fluid, learn about how the cell is able to prevent certain particles from entering and allow others to enter. We also learn about the use of pores and carriers that help the cell to absorb certain molecules that are larger than the size of the semi-permeable membrane. Today's lesson is based on homeostasis, and homeostasis is a process whereby the body is able to maintain a constant internal environment in an ever-changing external environment. Homeostasis has three main factors that must be present before it can kickstart, and those factors include: 1. There should be a sensor or a detector. 2. There should be a control center, and then 3. There should be an effector. Now, whenever there is a change in the external environment, the sensor detects those changes and now it sends signals to the control center. Now, the control center will determine whether there's going to be a need for an adjustment or not. When there is a need for an adjustment, the control center will send signals to the brain, and the brain will now instruct the effectors to result in an adjustment that will make sure that the internal environment is constant. Homeostasis has two main mechanisms, that is, positive feedback mechanisms and negative feedback mechanism. We are going to take them one after the other. Now, with positive feedback mechanism, whenever there is a change in the external environment, the sensors detect those changes and then it sends signals to the control center. The control center will now determine that there is going to be a need for an adjustment, and it will now send signals to the brain, and the brain will now instruct the effectors to initiate that changes. There is one thing you are supposed to bear in mind. In positive feedback mechanism, the adjustment is always targeted at the cause of the changes and making sure that the cause of the changes increases until the changes has ended, until the changes have stopped completely. Now, with negative feedback mechanism, whenever there is a change in the external environment, it sends signals to the control center. Then the control center will now determine that there is going to be a need for an adjustment. It will now send signals to the brain for the brain to also instruct the effectors to initiate that adjustment. But in the case of negative feedback mechanism, whenever there is change in the external environment, the sensors detects those changes and it will now send signals to the control center. The control center will now determine that there's going to be a need for an adjustment, and for that matter, it sends signals to the brain, and then the brain will now instruct the effectors to initiate that adjustment. But in the case of negative feedback mechanisms, the adjustment is always targeted at making sure that the cause of the changes is negated in order for the body to maintain its normal or its constant environmental status. Now, example of positive feedback mechanism is during labor and then when there's blood clotting. And an example of negative feedback mechanism is when there is high body temperature. Try to comment on the comment below. Try to give me your suggestions, give me your advice, and also try to share my videos to all colleagues. Subscribe to my channel and keep the channel running. Thank you very much for watching.